I want you to think about this.
Hmm.
That at any given moment, there's a UPS truck with a
Right.
box of literal human crap in it,
Yeah.
thanks to Colin Guard.
Counter to intelligence.
Welcome to Counter to Intelligence. I am Ken the Bunker, and with me, as always,
Is Tom the debunker?
yeah. And this is a fun episode. Uh, we'll just get right into it. We are talking about the Hoia Baciu Forest in Romania. And I first, it kind of is a crossover from previous last week's because the first time I ever heard about this place was on a show called Destination Truth, where Josh Gates and his team went and investigated. And it is considered to be one of the most haunted forests in the world. Uh, I don't know. There's also the forest near Mount Fuji where people go. They call it the suicide forest, where people have gone and for whatever reason, a lot of people go there and kill themselves, and that's supposed to be another haunted forest, and people have gone there. But the Hoia Baciu Forest is pretty wild. Uh, I'll go over the information about it, and then we'll talk about what you think might be going on, if anything,
Yeah.
or is it just people's minds playing tricks on them, or what? Well, it's located in Romania, in the region of Transylvania, which adds to the lore.
Yes.
Uh, the nearest city, which I'm about to butcher because I'm not Romanian, is Cluj-Napoca. Napoca, uh, and the size of this forest is 250 hectares, which is
Hectares.
roughly,
Yeah.
yeah, roughly 618 acres.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's a
big.
pretty big forest. Um, Now, like the historical background on it, archaeological evidence suggests that Neolithic settlements dating back 6,500 BC were there. They found tools and pottery and different things indicating that there was human activity in this forest. Uh, Now, the name Hoi, now I'm gonna Hoia Baciu comes from. It was the name of a shepherd, and this is how and this is kind of where some of the story started. The Hoia Baciu was a shepherd. He disappeared in the forest with his entire flock, which was over 200 animals, never to be seen again, like just gone. So that's one of the first things. Now, uh, so that was the first one. Then another thing happened where a 5-year-old girl, I believe in the 17 or 1800s, vanished in the forest. Uh, and she was gone. She vanished for 5 years. This is the story. She's a 5-year girl. She vanished for 5 years, then returned with no memory of where she'd been, wearing the same clothes. She was untouched and clean as the day she had vanished. So
Yep.
that's another story. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw that and it's freaky.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't remember what year it was, but it's like 1800s, I think.
Yeah.
Uh, there's multiple reports of people experiencing missing time, feeling disoriented, or emerging from the woods hours or days later than they expected. So they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm just going to go for a short day hike," and they show up 3 days later, and to them, they felt like I just went, like, and they don't feel any, like as though, or they pass out and they wake up and it's been like a couple days, or they go in thinking they've been in their days and it's only been a few hours.
Yeah.
And so, like, a lot of like weird phenomenon that something's going on messing with their heads. That um one of the amazing strange parts of this forest, it's called the circle, or the piana rotunda. It is a perfectly round clearing where nothing grows, despite they've tested the soil and there's nothing unusual about it.
Hmm.
And they can't find any kind of radioactivity of any kind to it. But for whatever reasons, the trees all stopped, the grass stopped. I mean, there's kind of like small vegetation, but no major growth, and they
Mhm.
don't know why. Like nothing grows there. A lot of people who have gone into the center of the circle say they feel nauseous or anxiety. They have a feeling that they're being watched or followed. And a lot of times, like ghost hunters or whatever, electronic equipment malfunctions, like cameras, full batteries just drain. Cameras just stop working. Recording devices stop working. Also, recording devices record strange things. So a lot of weird stuff. The only thing I always find funny, this is a side note, whenever they ghost, when they're holding the camera and they're like, oh, my camera completely drained this battery, yet there's always a camera that's able to record that draining happening. And that's one thing I'm sure something's happened, but I always think it's funny, like the ghosts are kind of like, I'm going to drain that one.
Right.
But not the other one. So whatever. That's neither here nor there, but I do remember in the episodes that I have seen, and Josh Gates has gone there twice to investigate and had a lot of weird stuff happen. And I'll tell the story, but that is from him. But also other ghost hunting groups have gone and had weird stuff happen. And now some of the paranormal phenomenon that have happened in the 1960s, there was a lot of UFO activity spotted in and around the area. There was a photo taken in 1968 by a military technician named Emil Barnay, which he caught a hovering disc over the tree line. People have claimed to see apparitions or shadow people, like figures. They've heard a female laughing. They've seen glowing eyes. They've seen soldiers and peasants from many hundreds of years ago walking around and then vanishing. People who've sat in the center have reported burns, rashes, scratches, headaches, intense fatigue and panic. Again, anxiety and dread. So a lot of different shows have been there and have all shown these things. Josh Gates, I'll go into his story. They went there, and his one cameraman, his name was Evan, who is not prone to believing anything. He's a very skeptic guy. He went in the middle of the thing and was seated like, cross-legged, like crisscross applesauce, and asking questions and trying to get anything. And at one point he was sitting there, and it looked like they had it on film, and they had a camera on him. It looked as though someone grabbed him by the back of his collar and yanked him into the air and kind of threw him.
Yeah.
And like they went running out, and he was on the ground, and he was like dazed, freaked out. And I think he actually had 3 claw marks on the back of his neck from whatever this was, but they didn't see what grabbed him. And the thing is, in order to do something like that, you would have had to have a huge crane pull with such force, because he flew back at least 10 feet from where he was.
Oh, that's
and
crazy.
He was pretty beat up. And then Josh Gates went back, I think it was Expedition X, and they talked to Evan about it. And he went with them, but wouldn't go back into the center. He kind of refused that. Now, if you want to, today you can go, and they do have tours of the area. There have been still people report all sorts of weird stuff. There is ongoing research. Scientists are like testing for radiation and magnetic fields. In 2024, April 2024, a drone live streamed something, and it showed a figure walking through the center of the thing, and the figure disappeared. It caught like on a thermal camera, someone walking, and then they vanished. August 2023, tourists reported hearing their own voices whispering back to them from multiple directions. So they heard themselves talking to themselves, like, what's that? And it got caught on tape, and you could see them not talking. But you could hear their voices trying to beckon them to come this way or that way. And they didn't go, which you never want to do. If you hear yourself or someone else and they're with you and they're asking you to go this way or that way, don't go in those directions. That's common knowledge.
Everyone should do that, unless they're in a horror movie, which is central to the plot. But
And then another was in 2025 May. Romanian YouTubers group live streamed getting lost for 6 hours in an area with no GPS signal, then reappearing at the entrance with all watches reset to the wrong day.
Yeah.
So they had got lost, and when they came out, their watches were all wrong. Now, so now one of the big issues with the thing is the circle. So I got a lot of like the story of why this circle is the way it is. And so, and then I'm going to ask you what you think about all this, because it's pretty interesting. Now,
Crazy.
the first reason for the circle existing is that they believe that local legend says that the land was cursed by witches, and that's what caused it. And they used it for different special nights. I'm not going to it's the Romanian midsummer. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. It's got too many consonants in it. But it's like a witches' holiday in Romania, and I guess they used to. They say legend is they used to go there, and then we'll get into why they would go there. But so they think the witches kind of cursed the area. The the interesting thing about the area, it is known in Romania. It's been known for hundreds and hundreds of years as the Devil's Clearing. So what they say is that when Satan was cast out of heaven by God, this is where he landed.
Oh wow!
And it's one of the oldest legends of this place. So he landed in this area, and this way, and he was there. Cursed God, and he was there, and then he went on to Garden of Eden or whatever. And it's said that where the devil dances, life does not. And so,
wow,
basically that area, that's why it's always been this way. The circle is they say is a dimensional rift because of that, and that's what causes it, is because of his presence destroying everything. Others believe maybe a UFO landed there hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and whatever happened destroyed the area. Some people claim that sometimes you get EMF spikes, electromagnetic phenomenon, or Geiger counter anomalies, even though there's no thing of any kind of radiation. Another is that it's cursed because it was a mass death happened there, unmarked burial graves. And interestingly, that they have found what they believe with the thing is it LIDAR, where they've rolled over it, that there are areas where below the ground that they think might be graves, which could be the cause of it. They also call it the forest heartbeat, which it's where the forest grows from there, but that doesn't really explain why nothing grows in it. But it's just, those are kind of the basic ideas of what this place is. It's a pretty freaky place. Everything I've seen, like if you go on Google Maps, it's pretty interesting because you do see the circle, you see everything. And it's kind of very interesting.
It is.
So,
I don't know what to make of it, especially the Josh Gates thing. I could not find the video, but I understand it's real. You've seen it, right? Where he's pulled
yeah.
back.
I think you can find on it. You'd have to search on YouTube. I think I'm trying to remember what season of Destination Truth it happened on. But if you type in Destination Truth, Evan in the Hoia Baciu Forest, which is HOIA BACIU.
Yeah.
If you type it in, you may be able to find out what episode that was. And I mean, it's a great episode. It's very interesting because they go into the story of it all. And but yeah, it's a freaky area. And everything that I've read and every video or show that's done something, they've had bad experiences. So
it's very consistent. And if we go down the path of looking for a natural explanation, it's actually hard, right? There is some evidence. I was looking at NIH, National Institutes of Health, that low frequency, extremely low frequency electromagnetic signals can cause anxiety, depression. I don't know if they can cause hallucinations. I didn't see anything that would suggest that. But that would be my guess, that there is radiation or something there that's causing people to hallucinate. It would also kind of explain, if that were true, I don't know if it is, if that were true, like the weird trees. Like the trees don't grow
Oh yeah,
normal.
they bend weirdly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that could play. I mean, there's clearly something physically going on there, I would think, that's so different. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
normal for a tree to grow like that.
Yeah. And I do find it interesting when you look into it, like the people who live near it don't go into it.
Yes. Yeah.
So that kind of always tells you something, like they know don't go in it, but it's like people from other parts of Romania will come there and go there, or
Right.
uh like even the group that does tours of it aren't from the area originally. They maybe live there now, but they're not native to the area. And it's like when you talk, the people who talk about like who have lived there, they know don't go in there. You don't go like if your pet or whatever runs into the forest, you just pray it comes back.
Yeah.
Like
Right. Yeah.
you don't go in after it.
Not gonna look for it.
Yeah. Well, oh, our sheep went in there. Let's hope. Let's hope they
Yeah.
come back. You know,
Yeah. The
they.
sheeps and the cows between the UFOs and the forest, they're not in good shape. They're
No.
gonna.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't do that. You stay away from that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
like, so what do you like? So you think what do you think could be causing that though?
See, that's the
Uh,
thing. I don't think, and I did look a little bit. I don't think there's any definitive proof that that exists there. That's what's
mhm.
weird.
Yeah.
Is that, I mean, if it was there, you could, or maybe it just occurs periodically, but it seems like it occurs consistently enough that a lot of people that go in there, they hear, like you said, they hear their own voice, they hear giggles. What
Yeah.
really gets me is the one where we have on video. I
Hmm.
did think I've got the clip of it up here now. Have on video the guy being pulled back 10 feet. Like that's,
Yeah.
I don't think that's TV magic. I don't think they faked it. I think, I don't know what to think. Something
Yeah.
weird.
I mean, the thing about that is, and I don't, and we both saw Josh Gates, and I don't think he's the kind of guy that would fake something.
Right.
Like he does, that's not his style. The
Right.
the other thing about it is to get to that area, it's really difficult to get into the circle because it
Yeah.
is within a forest. And in order to make something like that happen, I've seen people try to explain how you could do it. And
Hmm.
it all involved like having wiring, but you'd have to
Yeah.
have a wire. And the way he was pulled and pulled back and the wiring, in order to do it, you would need some kind of crane. But to
Yeah.
get something like that back there is near impossible.
Right.
Like, I mean, without chopping down trees.
Right.
And
Exactly.
you're not allowed to chop down
Right.
the trees in this forest. It's kind of a protected area too, I believe now.
Yeah. I think
But
you're right.
all right, it's just like I actually just because I really like the idea. I like the idea that maybe, Lucifer was thrown from heaven and this is where he landed,
Right.
like in the fall. Because that's to me, like something weird supernatural would kind of explain why just that area doesn't grow.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
and it would be like his presence is death, and like,
Right.
and that kind of makes sense. Uh, I don't know about UFOs because the UFO stuff didn't come to much later, but the original folklore was Satan fell there, and so
Yeah.
I know
Exactly.
there's other places that claim the same thing, but I think this, for me, this has like the best
Yeah.
possibility if
Yeah.
you believe in that. So
Right. I
you
mean,
don't believe in that, I'm sorry, I don't know. Then is
I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is one of those where there isn't a physical explanation that I'm aware of. I mean, I did look,
yeah,
and I mean, the video is pretty compelling. I did find it. The video is pretty compelling. It's like that dude was like yanked back. Like that's odd. There's
yeah.
yeah. So I have no. It's a mystery, and
Like, and if you watch that whole episode, before he got yanked back,
yeah,
he heard somebody giggling like a girl, and he
yeah,
talks about, and he says, "Is he asked, are one of you out here?" And
right,
he was asking back to the people,
yeah.
and they're like, "No, why?" It's like somebody's laughing. I hear them behind me,
Oh, weird.
and it was like literally he says something like that, and then
Yeah,
within a few seconds of him saying that is when, boom. And then, like, when he gets back out of there, they look at the back of his neck, and I think he had like marks on his neck.
yeah,
And for those who don't know, the three scratch thing is a lot of times they believe that's a mock of the Trinity, which is a demonic thing,
yeah,
where the demon will leave three slashes, like "ha ha Trinity," or which, if you know what the Trinity is, it's the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So
right.
it's Christianity. So just giving you if you didn't know. Hopefully you
You
knew
didn't know.
that. Isn't
Hopefully
that like
people know.
I think that's like common knowledge.
I think so.
But maybe some people don't. Maybe never
Yeah,
heard of that.
we're gonna inform them. But no, it
Yeah.
is really freaky. I agree. I don't think there's a lot of good explanation on it. Like again, the
So
physical thing is some kind of EMF or something, but I don't think they've proven that it's there. That's what's there's I don't think
yeah.
they gotten weird
Yeah,
radio.
they science can't prove what is causing it, but they can't prove what's not causing it
Right.
so far.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
if you were to debunk any of the theories, which one do you want to try to debunk?
I guess the one I would debunk there is the Romanian girl that is so freaky, that story, right?
Yeah,
I did read one
the five.
website that said that they don't have any records of that occurring. It's definitely been
Mhm.
talked about for a long time, but they don't, folks that look back into the newspapers and so on from that time didn't find evidence of that. So it sounds
Yeah,
like that could be a legend. Um,
yeah, that could
but
be just like the shepherd who disappeared. He
right,
but his was, but that's where they get the name.
right, yes,
So
exactly.
I'm gonna go with he did exist at some point.
Right, because how else could you name it? So,
Yeah, yeah. Where else would you get the name Hoya Hoya Baciu?
right.
I'm glad I looked up how to pronounce that.
That's good. You said that very
And
well.
yeah, so I had to look it up because it's one of those where when you look at it, you're like, what is that?
Yeah. But it is one of the trickiest stories. It's not easy to debunk, honestly. Like we have video evidence of something really unusual happening there. So
Yeah.
yeah. And
So
not
you
just
think
that,
something
but
does
audio
happen.
too. Oh, sorry.
So you do think something is going on, but you don't know.
I don't know what to attribute it to, but something is. And they even recorded what sounded like voices and clicking on one of the episodes. I don't remember what it was. It was like a couple that went in there. I saw them like looked like they were just recording their own thing. And it sounded like something was there as well, like on their video. So
Oh, so I did look up what Hoya Baciu means,
yeah.
and Hoya is a family name in Romania. It's like there are men named Hoya,
Mm,
and Baciu means shepherd.
mm,
So Baciu. So so it was like Brian the shepherd. And so it is is literally what the name means. So now it doesn't mean Brian, but Hoya, whatever. I don't know. That would just be a like if Tom the shepherd
right.
disappeared in the woods with his
Yeah.
sheep. So it does literally mean it's named after some guy who was a shepherd.
Shepherd.
So
Mm. Well, it
so
is one of the freakiest things we've ever discussed on the show. And I like that it has old stories and new modern
yeah,
evidence. It lends more credibility, I think, to it, that it's been suspected of something unusual for a long time, hundreds of
yeah,
years.
yeah. And it's still going on.
Still going on. Yeah, people,
Yeah.
I mean, Destination Truth, and then also sounds like just people made videos as they were going there, and it was pretty freaky.
Yeah. And so that's like one of those things like I find those things fascinating, but I would never go to this place ever.
Later.
Like I'm like I like it, haunted ghost stuff. I stay away from. It's just
Yeah,
me because I don't trust. Like I said, if I can't see it, I don't want it to hit me because I
right,
can't stop it.
right.
And so I never understood people who like are like, oh, I'm gonna go and fight a ghost, and then
Right. Yeah, I mean, I need the wax on, wax off to work, and it doesn't work
yeah,
against ghosts. That's the level of karate I've got is watching the Karate Kid. So
yeah.
that's all I've got, and I don't think it's going to work against an invisible enemy.
So you're not gonna debunk this area at
I
all.
don't think I can because there's
But
no
you're
nothing.
just debunking the 5-year-old girl who disappeared for 5 years.
Yeah, that one's weird.
I mean,
I'd
that
like
was
to
weird
know
to
its
me too,
deeper
because
premise.
yeah, because I would think that would make major headlines, like a girl who's gone. But then
Yeah,
I didn't know, did she return and was still at the age of 5? I couldn't figure that, or did she return and she was now 10, but
yeah.
wearing the same clothes,
We're in the same clothes, which you think would be she'd be
super tight.
right, super tight. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
it'd
maybe it's
be
like one of those things if you just keep the same clothes on and you grow, maybe they stretch with you. I don't know how it works.
or they grow into your skin like stuff does when you wrap a rope around a tree and it
Oh yeah.
grows into it. Like, ooh, that's sounds
Maybe it's the
painful.
smallest like 10-year-old or whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, this one is a mystery. I do not want to go there, but I'd love for some scientists I know some have, try to study it more and see.
yeah,
What's weird to me is the soil. They didn't detect any differences. They're like, this is
Yeah.
normal soil. So
Yeah.
if it's not the soil, is there something under there? I don't think they detected anything under there that was different
Yeah.
either. Which weird.
Like I want to send you
Yeah.
by yourself with a camera and just sleep in the middle of the woods.
Okay.
Maybe all by yourself.
Thanks. I appreciate the vote of confidence, Ken. Are you sure you don't want to like?
No, I don't want to know. I'll just watch you. Like
Yeah.
we'll do a live stream of you in the middle of the circle.
Oh my
Because
God.
you don't think anything's gonna happen anyway.
Right, of course. But what if I like come back 10 years from now with the same clothes on? I mean, I'm already out of fashion. That's going to make it even worse.
I know it would be. And my question would be if you were gone for 10 years,
Yeah.
would your wife notice?
I don't think so. She'd
And
be
she's
like,
like,
quieter in the house. I don't
yeah.
know.
And then you show back up and she goes, you haven't been taking the trash out.
Right. Yeah. She would
What the
definitely
heck?
notice that part.
Yeah, she'd be mad about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not good at taking the trash out, so she might just be,
Yeah,
you
so she may not even know. She'd probably think you're in your office doing podcasts and be like,
know.
in there for 10 years.
Yeah. When's this podcast over?
This is a long one. But at least he's not talking to me. So
That's right. I mean, you got to keep them happy, right?
Yeah, there's a bright side.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've given all the information. I think I fall under the, like, I do believe there's something weird going on. And I'm going to go with the folklore that it all started when Satan fell from heaven.
Yeah. That's
Like all the bad stuff did anyway.
It's the most plausible thing we've got right now, right? This is
Yeah.
a weird area. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't go the UFO one just because.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It wasn't
that was
convincing to me.
that was 1960s. That's when
Yeah.
that started. But
Yeah.
like that can fall into, like, some people believe UFO phenomenon is demonic in nature. So
Sure.
maybe that's why it's all connected.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
All
So
right. Well, I think we're like the Pixar universe, the
yeah.
counter to intelligence. You know, there's this theory that says all the Pixar movies exist in the same universe. So
Yeah.
I feel like our podcast, maybe we start connecting all these things. Maybe they are all
Yes.
related.
Yeah. Somehow. Well, I say. So what would you like to talk about next week?
Oh golly, I got to figure out one. I have learned so much from you. You have got your finger on the pulse of some of these supernatural things. What have we not covered yet?
A lot.
A
There's
lot.
so much. There's so much out there.
All
There,
right.
there is. I mean, if you want to stay into the weird supernatural,
Yeah.
I know, like, but and I don't know how many people know, but like, and by now I would think they would, but so Dracula, the
Yeah.
story of Dracula, but the true story of who Dracula was based on and why.
Ooh, okay. That might be good. I
Like,
don't know anything about it. I would definitely like to learn.
like the true, where we got the idea of Dracula, and like who he, like the true, who the true Dracula was.
Ooh.
And because there is a real guy. And then so I think it's one I've known for a long time, and I found fascinating. And in the latest Bram Stoker movie, like they call it Bram Stoker's Dracula, they kind of hit on it, but like who he really was and what he did, and like where the idea came from.
I
So
like that. And then
you want to
maybe
know
in
that?
the future, I hit upon this thing called the dead internet theory. Have you heard about this?
No.
So it's a conspiracy theory that says due to a coordinated and intentional effort, the internet is now mainly bot activity and automatically generated content.
Oh,
So
let's get into that.
Yeah, manipulated by algorithmic curation to control the population and minimize organic human activity.
So okay, let's then next week we'll do Dracula.
Yeah.
And the week after, the dead internet.
Dead internet. Yeah.
So there you go, people. You know what's happening for the next 2 weeks. So you know to sit back, relax, and get ready for some amazing content.
We're going to expose it all.
Yeah. Expose it all, whether it wants to or not. No, we'll make sure it wants to. That's not right.
It's going to be.
You never want to expose things that don't want to be exposed.
Oh, definitely not. You got to ask permission.
Always ask first. Yeah. We're those kind of guys. We ask first.
Exactly.
Anyway,
well, this is good. And then we got to have the episode when we connect it all, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff.
Well, we're getting there. We will. We'll bring it all together.
Bring it all together. All right. And does it all converge in your backyard? That's my question.
It might.
Yeah.
We should do the episode from my backyard to see what happens.
Let's do it. All right. I'm in.
Right.
It's going to be great.
Well, there you go, everybody. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We've brought you the Hoia Baciu Forest. Go look into it. And if you've been there, tell us about it. If you're going there, tell us about it. If you didn't come back from there and you somehow can communicate with us, that would be cool too. And, let us know. If you're a ghost, leave me alone. I don't want to, I don't want to fight you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. So there you go. We'll see y'all next time.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.